All right, welcome back to episode 4. And with us today, I'm Daniel White Fox McLaughlin. We have Jameson,
Chia, Trail of Your Tears.
Trail of Your Tears. We have Cousin Barry,
Doughboys, what's up, two queefs?
two queefs in the house. And we have special guest today, the champion, 2023, Mike motherfucking Devoe. Yeah, he's actually
He's
here.
trying to get his lightsaber light up.
There we go.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Thanks for helping me out. Helping me here in the roadies. I love you guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for driving down from the fort.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Episode 4, you saved it for me because I'm the 4-time champ.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like I have a Sith Lord sitting across from me right now.
Yes.
Yeah. With him, he brought the RFL trophy and his 4 dog tags.
That's right. Trying to represent.
Yeah. So how you doing, Devo? Thanks for coming. Let's take a walk down memory lane of the RFL. How's it been going? What do you got to share with us today?
Well, Barry's here, so he'll be able to attest. I think maybe when we tried to gather this whole league, maybe we tried to put together or assemble the hardest pipe-hitting, most competitive fantasy football guys we know.
Yeah.
And some people have a league out there where, some people kind of half-ass it or they're fold their chips in maybe in. We didn't want to have a league like that. Yeah. So we decided who are we going to get? Where are we going to get these guys?
Yeah. And you also put a spreadsheet together, and I think you emailed to everybody this week, which was nice. Well done. Good spreadsheet.
Oh, yep. I can't take full credit for that. That was a friend of mine at work, but I had to pay $20, but it was easily money spent.
Outsource the spreadsheet.
That's right.
Does that person now have access to the RFL website? Is that what you're telling me?
Nope. It was on company protocol, and it was just one-time offshoot, but that's what great leaders do. They lead by example, and they hand off the jobs they don't have to do.
Delegation.
So who actually manages your team during the year?
Oh, I do all the managing of that. This was just strictly, behind-the-scenes administrative work for the RFL.
Excellent. Well done. Well done.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about first? Last year's championship, your first championship, your brother. What do you got?
Lots of good topics there. Well, I mean, brother would circle back around to where we're at pretty much now, but kind of would start off at the beginning of the league because he was the first champion, of course. And so it pretty much starts there. So I'll backtrack. So we're at, 94 maybe? Is that what the trophy's at? 93, 94? Something like that, right? We're sitting there. I think the Red Wings just won the
95.
Yeah, first champion. And the Red Wings won the championship. The Detroit Red Wings, for example.
Oh, okay.
I'm going back there because
hockey, excellent.
we were watching. We play a lot of hockey. Me, Mikey, and Barry. We used to play a lot of in the back.
Are you talking about the NHL Red Wings or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sega Hockey Red Wings?
Either one. They were
Your
both
brother
competitive.
was playing
No, the
with that
real
year.
Red Wings. I think the Red Wings won back-to-back in 93, 94. My whole point was they had a nice trophy, right? And the Stanley Cup trophy's nasty. It's probably the best trophy out there. I mean, the Super Bowl's prettiest, but I think
Well, they
Stanley
get to
Cup-
take it home with them and
Well,
drink
yeah.
out
Right,
of it
right.
and do ignorant things with it.
And they all the names, everybody on there, and the faces, so it's pretty tight. So I think that's where we got the idea where we can have this league and how we can have a trophy like that.
Yeah.
So when my brother, D-Dog, was the first champion, he was kind of talking shit from the start of the whole thing.
No.
No way.
Well, he was working at King Gyros, and he was really had a job. And me and Barry used to hang around the fraternity house and whatnot, and he would come back and say, "Oh, I got a magazine. I want to do this fantasy league. I think I'm going to take you guys out easily." And pretty cocky, and one thing led to another, and I was like, man, D-Dog says, no, we're not going to have to worry about it. I know how football is. And I remember the first pod episode, you guys were thinking who the first pick was. It was definitely me. I had the first pick, and I definitely took Dan Marino.
Nice. Thank you for clearing that up.
Absolutely. I was a sucker. Jimmy Johnson was going to the Dolphins first year, and then they had, I forget the other receiver they had. And I thought they were just going to go deep the whole time, and it was completely opposite. He was going to try to run the ball. So I totally terrible team, as Barry mentioned. I had 1 point at one point during that season.
Right.
But the whole circle point I want to talk about is I was terrible, and D-Dog was the best. He was the wire-to-wire champion, so he put the most points up and never turned his head back. So that was like a lesson. And I don't like to lose to D-Dog because I always beat his ass in everything, from ping pong to pool to swimming to racing, everything. But this one kind of got me off guard a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you both now have 4 championships each, so it's this is a big year.
It's a neck and neck.
Yeah, right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm already surpassed him to some extent. I mean, because
Do tell.
well, the reason why, more importantly, just because this most recent one I did, but it was besides Barry having the best season, mine was the second best. And the reason why, because I lit the points lamp more times than anybody did all year. I think at 5 times I points high champion. I got the season points high total.
Yeah.
For the total, I didn't get the season points high. I think Tommy got that, and then I won the championship.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's almost triple crown style almost there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nasty.
What'd you net this year?
I don't know, something around 13, maybe 13 plus, something around there. It's hard to tell. It comes in 400 allotments, maybe.
Right. Depending on how people are paying.
Right.
Goes out in $100 allotments,
Basically.
quarter bag at a time.
Maybe that, or hey, Dad, I want to get this, or I got to get that. New braces. That's right on perfect timing. So
Yeah.
that's where that went.
Nice.
But that's how the first year. So D-Dog won it, right? He was talking shit. So I had to come back. And you know who won worst to first. You see that on there, right? You write that? See that? Whose name is it? That's right.
I don't see that.
The champ. That's right.
Here.
That's when I had to come back. So that's another thing. I went worst to first. You don't see that too often. In some competitive league, remember I talked about pipe hitting Mother Hubbards?
Yeah.
We got some, business owner CPU you had. He's a competitive, most of these guys in this league, they're our boys.
We
So-
don't play for fun.
Right. I mean, Jameson, Danny, these guys sleep in fantasy football. And that's why they're excellent owners. Seafield is a business owner. He will hunt and find a good deal, although he's more shrewd now than ever. But and then you're talking about Tommy Tatro, and you're talking about Phil Conley. These guys are wild cards. I mean, you look out. I mean, you want to take those guys in the back alley with you? Absolutely. And this fantasy football land, there are cowboys galore, these two. So you got to watch out for them.
Wild cards in the league or wild cards on the text thread?
Either one. I mean, once them two get going, look out. I mean,
Text thread Cowboys. So your first championship was in '97,
correct.
and then '99. So got hot.
Right.
Then we had a bit of a drought there. What was going on for that
Well,
13 years?
if you think about it this way, if you look at this trophy right here, every 10 years it turns. So I kind of got lucky there because those first 2 years, the first kind of few years of the league, the first 8 years of the league, McDermott's had won half the league. So you guys kind of had to have a reprieve to some extent, okay?
I think you were 25% of the league, though.
Possibly. But the whole point is I am on that trophy once every 10 years. Nobody else is. There's only one other person who can do that. They got 2 more years to do it, and that's D-Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you can call that the Jedi whatever roadie slam if you want to call it maybe. The champ.
All right. So you were there at the beginning. So you've seen the people come and go.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, that's also one thing I want to say. Yeah, first league we definitely had 10 players. Sorry to cut you off, Danny. I'm sorry.
No worries. Go ahead.
But we had Rob.
Who were they?
Rob was your roommate. This weird little Montel.
Rob was in the league?
Yeah, he was like a Montel skinny little.
I don't think he was
he
definitely
was
not in there year one.
He was in the first league.
Because he wasn't even at Ball State yet.
He was in the league for sure because I used to hang out on the side of town where you guys used to live at because they used to date one of the girls over there, and that's kind of how we designed the league. Hey, who you're hanging out with to watch football to talk shit?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would be more by Jameson, and Danny and D-Dog would be with his other lady he was with, and he was more by the fraternity house. So he would be in that league. That's kind of how we decided to do the divisions to some extent. It wasn't like, hey, let's split up me and my brother. It just happened to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you and D-Dog are pretty famous in some circles for rule changes.
Oh,
What were the original rules?
Oh,
and then how, like, give me kind of just a bullet point
question.
breakdown of how they progressed over
This
the
is a
years.
good question. Very can attest. I mean, he's the good.
Was it touchdown only?
No, it wasn't touchdown. We had
Touchdown.
like a bonus
You
for
get-
100 yards, I think, the
You
first
get
start.
3 points or something for 100
Yeah,
yards
that's
for
it.
a running back.
That's it. You
or
know,
a
it's either
receiver.
touchdown, so it's kind of easy to get 0 because if your guy gets
Or
nothing, right. But either way, it's still pretty weak to put that number up. But it could be the best thing that happened to me because
Could be.
turn a negative to a positive is
That's
a
right.
McDermott strength right there.
It was the
That's right.
fuel that lit your fire.
That's right. But first off, yeah, it was like Barry said, we just had a basic, simple, I think they call it an archaic league now, where we just have touchdown-only league and maybe some bonuses. So we did that. But it wasn't like every year we just said, let's just switch it to switch it. It was trying to make it better. Because in those magazines you buy, you read what kind of players or styles they're playing with.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of try to match that.
Mm-hmm.
Or mirror it, but we have people that are new to the league and that being in the league, so it's kind of hard to. Hey, we're gonna do this. I know about it, and
Yeah.
but that's the first thing we had to change. I think we did 1 point every 50 yards. I think maybe we did something like that, right, Barry?
Originally, it wasn't even combined yardage. You got 100 points,
Right.
3 points.
But
for
what did we
100
come
yards
off of
rushing
that?
Or receiving? Maybe we
Right.
combined yardage
It was
for
the
those.
combo.
Yeah, and then we had to come off of that. Say, okay,
All-purpose
we're gonna
yards.
do something else. But I just know on that second year, I had Barry Sanders 2,000 yards, Detroit Lions. Shout out, love, right there.
Devoe has done.
And
his
freak, and
was
also,
that
you
from
know what?
your office assistant as well, or
I'm just
did you
telling
get
you.
that one on your own?
That was points right there. But number 2, Jeff George on that team was on my squad. And he played for the Raiders. He put up his best year. 9 interceptions, 29 touchdowns, 91 rating. Check it out.
Jeff
Baller.
George.
Jeffy George.
You got to have the nads to take these players when you feel it at
Must
the time.
be a
That's
baller.
19 Yep. Yeah, that's exactly. You know it. You
Yeah.
know it.
The must be a baller. Do you know where that comes from?
I'm not sure for me, but in my book, every Sunday when ballers happen, I get
I'll-
pissed off I don't have one.
I'll
so
tell
we
you
wanna have a ball.
I'll tell you the story where it came from.
Mhm.
It was in a draft, one of the draft days. It's probably 10 years ago. But you had your war room set up. You had a little sheet out, and it had 5 points on of who to draft. And it was like,
oh, yeah.
you know,
Promised Land. Take us
good
to the
offensive
Promised Land.
team, like click
Yeah.
clack,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
very last number 5 on there was must be a baller.
I'm glad
Classic
Jameson's here
Devoe.
because you know who the first baller I officially saw in fantasy football?
Who?
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
God, that
Official
guy.
ball, and Jameson had him, dude, and he was lighting up. Like it was the
He was
best
pretty,
thing I've ever seen, pretty much.
He was
Yeah.
pretty good that first year.
He was outstanding.
I've been racking my memory and would like to know the first 4. Number 5 was must be a baller, underlined 5 times. What were the first 4?
Well, I don't want to give out the secret sauce, okay? You think there's a
secret
Jedi
champ
mind
sauce.
trick here, But come on, man, high octane, you got to have that. You don't want to be picking Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns 1990s, right? You don't want to do that stuff.
Mm.
High octane.
You want like the St. Louis, Kurt Warner.
Yeah, but right
Greatest show on
now,
turf.
high octane must be baller,
Jinx.
right? Got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be electric, is what I always say. Electric. They have the ability to be electric.
Yes.
No doubt.
Electricity.
Right. Do they feel good? Do you feel good about it? When you
Gotta
walk
have-
away, do you feel good? You feel, I'll be all right. I'll be fine.
With a Cleveland Brown receiver.
Maybe, right. So those are some of the ins and outs for you new listeners. If you want to try and get a fantasy championship, must be a baller is definitely a characteristic that you need to have.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, I'm glad you brought that up.
Because that would be a good tattoo for you, quite honestly.
Must be a baller.
Well, I can put that
Neck
beneath.
tat.
Like people ask me, "Well, how's this league that you're in? Oh, what's it, a crazy league?" And I tell them it's the best league ever, right?
Yep.
And the reason why is because we're all legitly devoted, loyal. Big Brain's loyal. He's fiercely loyal, right? His boys, Phil and Basalo, kind of like the Brain tree. He brings them into the league. They're badasses, right? And we all know the McLaughlins are badasses, and so McDermott's we already represent. You know that. So either way, it's hard, like you say, to navigate away yourself to a championship. Either way, you look at it.
Yeah, there's no easy wins in this group for sure.
That's also why we put that spreadsheet together. So for Big Brain, for his prosperity, basically, he's killing himself. He hasn't had a championship. He's hanging in there with wins. I think there's only 5 guys that have 5 or 150 plus wins.
Yeah.
He's the only one that doesn't have a championship, so he's still doing something right.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we could carry out the trade deadline all the way through the championship, he would seriously probably win.
That's fine.
All right. Any any rule changes you and D-Dog are stumping for this year?
I don't know, man, but I thought about what you said about Vegas maybe in a couple of years. So, not that I'm trying to drop a seed, but I guess I am.
Let's plant
30-year
that seed.
anniversary in Vegas.
We should do something
Drop
special.
that seed, please.
Do something special. Like maybe, hey, listen, I'm just saying, the only
Fertilize
thing,
it.
the next logical jump, what all the badasses are doing out there, they are saying maybe go to a 2-quarterback flex league, maybe. Just hear me out.
Yeah.
Go to 4 points a touchdown, so it's not such a huge disparity. And we don't, maybe this is too extreme. Say screw the kickers and the defense and just have another slot.
How
Just
many
straight ballers.
would there be a roster limit on how many
However it would
quarterbacks?
work. I'm just saying. I think that's how the best, FTFP
You'd
players.
have to have a 2 quarterback per roster limit, I think.
Right, or maybe
So
3
that there'd be
or
a
something.
couple hanging out on the waiver wire
Mhm.
always.
Yeah, right. So you wouldn't have to necessarily have a quarterback in your slot to compete every week.
Right. Yeah,
I hate
Something like that,
quarterbacks
maybe
already,
just for
so
1
the
year.
thought of having 2 already disturbs me because I
I
can't
can tell
get
you,
one
it
freaking good one.
stresses you out.
Oh my god, I hate quarterbacks.
Yeah, I asked Big Brain about Joey Harrington. I had talked to him. He had Willie Parker, right? Willie Parker. I love Willie Parker. He loves Willie Parker, and he's like, "Damn, Joey Harrington."
Joey Harrington, that's a
The
blast
curse
from
of
the
Joey
past.
Harrington, no doubt. Oh, and also your team wasn't Joe Reed; it was Jake Reed. That's the
Jake
guy.
Reed.
Yeah, he was a
Jake Reed.
badass. X Factor. Jameson had him.
Leroy Horde
Totally.
was the
yes.
X Factor.
Oh, no doubt.
Goal line back.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Goal line poacher back, coupled with TD.
Didn't you have Slash that year too? Something like that, maybe.
I don't know.
You
A
were one
lot
of those fans. He was a
Vikings.
fan on your team.
A lot of Vikings. Curtis Martin is my all-time
Here's
favorite
a-
fantasy football back.
Round table question. Who's your favorite player you've ever had on your team of all time?
Well, I know who mine is. But
Who you got?
Well, initially, Barry's going to tell you, I love Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner is my dog. He's absolutely one of my favorites. I
Sacking
love him.
groceries to throw in
Yeah, I'm a
TDs.
sucker for the, looking good quarterback. He comes in 300 touchdowns, or 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Without him, there is no Jedi.
Yeah. Barry, who's your favorite all-time guy?
Chris Cooley, the greatest man crush of all time.
Chris
Was he
Cooley.
a Washington tight end? Is that right?
Oh yeah, he was.
He was good. He was
I thought
a
he would
beast.
say Frank Gore, maybe. Frank Gore was your boy, wasn't he?
Early on.
Jason West
Yeah,
again.
don't get me started on that
Yeah.
call to the Jason West show. Episode 5.
Who was yours, J-Mo?
Man, it's hard to narrow down to one. My favorite would obviously I've got his jersey, Randy Moss. I mean,
Yeah,
he was a
he's
freak. But there,
awesome. He's awesome.
I love running backs. I always have loved running backs. There's 3 of them that absolutely stand out. We already talked about LaDainian Tomlinson last week.
Did you own him ever in
Oh
the
yeah.
RFL? Yeah.
I think I mean there was like a 10-year run for
Oh, man.
LT, man. Like everybody
He was-
tried
he
to get
was
him.
outstanding. He's
But Curtis Martin, I freaking loved Curtis Martin.
Yeah.
And the other
Yeah.
one that I loved was Arian Foster. I freaking love Arian
Oh, you
Foster.
because you got him for nothing that year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think mine would be from my first championship year. I had Randy Moss too when he was on the Patriots.
That season he was
But my all-time
Unbelievable.
favorite guy was from my second championship, Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen. I mean,
He's
like
going to be around for a while.
he's
gonna
just
be-
so great to watch
Yeah.
and have on your squad rooting for him on Sundays.
Are they going to get Hopkins? Is that what I hear? They
I
gonna
mean,
get
as
Hopkins?
much as I
maybe.
hate the Patriots,
Ooh.
having Gronk on any fantasy team was always amazing
Ugh.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, I drafted him the year he blew up on got him in like late, and then I don't draft tight ends early, so I never had him again. But sorry, but all right, so
Can I change my answer to Julio?
Julio Jones.
yeah, you how many times do you think you've owned Julio?
Equal to Chris Cooley.
Or maybe Marion Barber. I think he had Marion Barber a lot. Didn't like it.
Well, that was the second championship, but
I love Steven Jackson as well. Another fan
Nice.
favorite.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Another quick story, real quick, why the RFL is great, because we're so competitive. Excuse me. If you can believe this, Big Brain and Devoe took on Jameson and D-Dog in football. Do you remember that?
Wasn't it outside of the dorm?
It was outside your house where we all lived by together.
Broad Ripple.
No.
was
56th Street, Indianapolis, right in that.
Oh, 71st in
yeah,
Georgetown.
Yeah,
Like
we're all at your
Township,
house for one reason, and we're talking stuff, talking shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I think we even had a bet. I think you want to play. You can't catch a touchdown, Big Brain, and I could guard you. Let's go right outside right now. And we said, we're going to play. First one is 6 touchdowns.
I don't remember this at all.
6 touchdowns, yeah. And who do you think won? Me and Big Brain versus Jameson and D-Dog. And they'll attest to the story once you actually.
I don't remember this
I
at
think
all.
you wouldn't be telling the story
if you didn't win.
Of course. Big
I'm going
Brain.
with Jameson and D-Dog.
Big Brain was looking like Gronkowski out there. That's
Oh,
what it
was
reminded
he?
me of. He was huge. Jameson, to his defense, was at that time he had someone's a tight back hip. But Big Brain wasn't as heavy maybe as he's now, but he was slender. He was out there running circles around you. I was like, what? And we took it out. We were out there for 20 minutes, and it was 5 touchdowns. We're done, guy. All right, that's it.
Snap!
I don't remember this.
Oh,
at
absolutely.
All, we'll take it on your
I
word.
love
Jamie
that.
has clearly blocked this one from his memory.
Yeah.
It was a great day. But
I don't
and
think
here's
he
the other
can
thing
sleep
why.
tonight.
Here's the other thing what happened. Because of that, I think the reason why that, and you will attest this, I think the heel burn is related to this incident. You guys
Heel
remember?
burn.
Yes. I can't believe it. So we're at our house, right? We used to live right on the corner. Your dog used to come down sometimes because she would be friends with our German Shepherd, your little husky that would, jump the fence all the time that you used to have.
I never had that when we lived in
you had a
Indy.
Siberian husky?
When I lived in Muncie.
Anyway, so you had one in that house because he would come down and I would open the garage door and like, where's this dog here? And Jameson said, so we're all passed out of our house, right, watching football. We had a recliner, lighter, right on someone's heel, just burning while you're sleeping.
God.
You and Big Brain were going at this heel burn, which he will attest to, and he got you real good because you got him real good the week before. Because he would sleep out like, hey, Big Brain, let me get him. Because he has those crusty heels, and it was like black smoking. I'm like, dude, you better stop. No, dude, I got to get this guy. And
I don't remember
yeah,
this either.
it was bad.
Burning his heel flesh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I swear to Jameson, God, that's bullshit, guy. And he just walked out and left. And I'm like, man, you can't be. That was pretty close. I think he had a singe on it, like a black mark on his heel, man. Heel burn. Heel burn, no doubt.
Classic.
Classic heel burn.
Oh, it was brutal.
I've got a thought that I would like to get Devoe's thoughts on a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Devoe loves a good draft lottery, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he'll do anything. He'll put any crazy contraption together to have a good draft lottery. Last year, poker night, Uncle Steve's pulling the
Uncle Steve.
over at poker night. My favorite draft lottery was, and go back here a little bit, Devoe.
Yeah.
Back in the No Bro days, the Durham Drive days,
Yeah.
North Broad Ripple.
Yeah.
You got it in your mind that the VFW or that Knights of Columbus was
Yes,
something about
I
a bingo ball
absolutely
hopper,
remember
right?
that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So for starters, you walk in there. You and your brother walk in there, approach the lady in the office or whatever. Hey, can we borrow your bingo ball hopper? For some crazy unbeknownst reason, she agrees. So
That's correct.
Yes.
That's absolutely 100% correct.
yeah, so you get the thing, and I'm going to try to paint a podcast picture here a little bit. We're not talking about these new school bingo ball hoppers that the air pumps them out.
The thing was massive.
Yeah, I mean, it's old school.
Oh, yeah.
It's 5 feet high, 4 feet wide.
It's copper color, I think.
Yeah, a couple of feet deep. I mean, Gary, Indiana steel is heavy as you can get. Had to been 250 pounds. On wheels. How are we going to get this back? It's only 4 or 5 blocks to your house. I mean, it's a way through the back street from the Knights of Columbus to the Durham Drive, but no, we got to get this back. We're going to take the car. So we got one McDermott driving the LeBaron, I want to say. Maybe it was another one. We got one McDermott driving the LeBaron, the other one hanging out the window with this 250-pound steel bingo ball hopper rolling down the neighborhood, bringing it back to the house. Do you?
Oh, I remember it. I know exactly. And more importantly, when you describe it now, it looks like two Latinos being crazy.
Stealing a bingo ball.
Stealing a
hopper.
bingo thing, yeah.
Yes.
But at the time, I didn't even think that. I'm like, hey, man, this is the best RFL draft tool we could possibly
it
use.
was.
It is definitely an essential. We can get it done. Where there's a will, there's a way. And God damn it, we got it done.
You need to buy one of those on Amazon, I feel like.
But it was beautiful. But Barry's right. I just slowly rolled. I said, D-Dog, drive, I'll hold. And we rolled slow all the way through. No problem. The tires were small. That plastic thing, it could have broke. But like Barry said, it was strong as hell. And we got it in there. And we had it for a long time. But the reason why we went in there, to answer your question, is because, like you said, Gary, Indiana, we went to the American Legion a lot, right? My dad used to take us in there. You're going to be a little whiner. You're going to go over there and ask that chick if you want to give her a
Always
catfish
be
dinner,
closing.
or you want to sit in your ass and not get a catfish dinner. Which one are you going to do? I want a catfish dinner. Well, go tell Kathy you want a catfish dinner then.
Red Eye giving you
Right.
giving you direction.
That's right. So I went in there.
Right.
Hey, I know you guys
Tell
want to make some
Kathy
money.
You want a catfish dinner.
I say, hey, if you want to make some money on that, bingo ball roller, I know you're just sitting there. We're gonna give you $10. Let me just use it for the next 2 days. So she couldn't say no.
That
How
is
did we
amazing.
never have an actual bingo event when we had that thing? at
Exactly.
Drive?
We should have
Ah,
played
that would have
like
been a
Duh.
bingo
Oh,
for
draft.
cash, like Knights of Columbus.
Circle back
style.
around. We could have got bingo, big burn, right? Help us out with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Those Durham Day drafts were probably some of my favorite
Were
best
they?
memories.
I feel
yeah.
bad for you guys though, because we're a little eccentric. We little dip into everything craziness, right? Just it's a huge holiday for a lot of people, and I just feel bad for some people that have to witness some chaos.
Oh, please. It was
I love the
amazing.
chaos. That's what makes it great.
They want the stories to tell.
Agent of
That's what
chaos.
Devoe.
Oh, I remember just also before sometimes James he'd always live by us to some extent. Katie would come down every now and then. Katie's gonna get ripped. And I'm like, what? I thought she's gonna hang out and watch the football. Katie's gonna get ripped. I'm like, no. And she would hang out with us, but she would be there the whole time. But she'd sleep by 2:30. She's sleeping.
Yeah, that's what we could just we're 5 houses down.
Right,
just walk
right. It
down
was
the
awesome.
street.
I
You
forgot
guys- right,
Katie
right.
used to get ripped.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was
dude.
like 3 or 4
It was a
times.
rarity. I'm like,
max.
dude, no way. Groundbreaking.
The time we lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in like an AFC championship game or something,
Ooh.
right? She was ripped. I kind of blame that game on her.
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Is that the Senate in Jerome Bettis game where he?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's where.
when Nick
if
Harper
our-
got stabbed by his
Yes,
wife the night
cut him in
before
the.
and
But he cut too many times. He cut once and had him beat, and he just runs down the line. He's gone,
that
and then he
wasn't
cuts
Bettis,
back
that was
into. It.
Roethlisberger.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, well, yeah, but Bettis fumbled on the one.
Yeah. Set it
Give
all
us a
up for us.
chance. And there was, I remember those Steelers fans in front of us were so freaking obnoxious. Katie did almost get in a fight with that chick.
Yeah. That's
It was
back
awesome.
in the season ticket days, right? With-
Correct.
Weren't
still the
you
RCA
getting
Dome, is that right?
season
RCA
tickets for
Dome?
those Steelers fans, too?
I think it was the RCA
Yeah, that's
Dome.
crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
definitely. It was
That's
either
crazy.
Hoosier Dome or RCA Dome. It was there though.
Hoosier Dome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other good stories stick in your head?
Well, I don't know for point, or are we talking about just point changes in general, or just like
Just anything, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I had to just branch off on that whole tangent with Gronkowski, James. But it did definitely happen. I'm 100% right. But that's also why the league's great, man, because we're all badasses, and we all get razzed by something. We're pretty much like Ocean's 14 and a little bit of Sopranos mixed in with little Wu-Tang Forever. We're all like that. It's all meshed together. That's kind of how it feels with their rodeo league.
Who am I for Motions 13?
I'm definitely the guy that saw the signs. Didn't you guys see the signs? That's why I won it last year.
I feel like you're the guy with the giant glasses.
No, that's who I am.
The casino owner.
The old Jewish guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Or the Asian
he's
guy
awesome.
that crawls into small places.
Oh, that guy's amazing too.
Yeah, he's badass. Well, you guys seen the what's that called? With
Were you hoping we said Clooney?
no, I was more thinking like
No, Brad Pitt.
Yeah. No, Barry.
Whatever.
what's the one with Sylvester Stallone where he's got all those buddies in there? We're also like that. Back to your tattoo question. I want to get a tattoo on our arm with RFL. We'll put a little 4-star because I'm a 4-star Crip General right now. And if you guys want to get a tattoo, I think the champion will pay for it. If you guys want to get one, come on, let's do it.
Oh, you'll pay for an RFL
I'll pay for an
tattoo?
RFL champ. Let's get it done. All the champs to get one. I told CPO, we was like, it's too soon. I don't want to get one. I'll make it look like I'm trying to do something. I'm not 20 anymore.
CPL.
What a crybaby.
Love it.
But hey, I tried. I'm just telling you, man. That's what you got to get. You got to represent. No one else is going to represent. When you're 50, hey, what was that tattoo? It was because I was the best fantasy football player.
Ever.
I just got one.
Hey, I like that. What's that? Point North? What is that?
That's the AT from the trail.
Likey. Did it hurt? Because I don't like needles. So here's my thing.
Tattoos definitely hurt.
All right, here's my thing. We're all getting ready to be. I'm already getting ready to be up to be 50. So I'm like face the fear kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get the tattoo, right?
Do you want a fucking catfish dinner, Devo?
You're right, exactly.
You want a
That's exactly
catfish
right.
dinner, Devo?
Kathy, do you
Right.
want the catfish dinner?
Damn right I do.
Yeah. If you want that catfish dinner, just get
That's
that.
what I'm
just
saying,
freaking
man.
Close your eyes and let it go.
4th of July, I think I'm going to try and ask D-Dog, hey, man, we're going to get the zzz. And another story back in Ball State, there was a tattoo place right behind where we used to live above Subway, which is crazy. I know we used to live Subway. But
Did you ever see Jared there?
we did not, thank God. But there was a tattoo place behind us, and we tried to get a tattoo one day, and this guy named Manny Rangel, who was a good friend of ours, returned but he got a tattoo. We never decided to get one because we were not ready to face the fear.
You were clearly not brothers in bond.
When is the draft lottery for this year? Has it been decided yet?
I don't know. I talked to somebody about this last night, and I was going to ask you guys what you think about it.
I
But
feel like we always do it July 4th-ish.
it's
that
definitely the 4th of
weekend,
July
yes.
because usually I'm around there. There's a holiday, right?
Yeah,
I think it
people
is
are
July 4th.
together.
Yeah, but, I told someone last night, like, Big Brian, hey, man, we're all together now. We can just maybe just, if you want to do it now.
Poker party / draft lottery.
Ooh, that's even a good idea, right?
Podcast / draft lottery.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That might be good. We'll maybe even just bring the equipment.
Yeah, we can transport.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely do a poker /
Do some
draft. That'd be great.
do some interviewing. Interviewing as the night goes on and people get ripped.
That could get real ugly real fast.
Hopefully.
That's the idea.
Well, see, I was thinking because
Right.
the 4th of July is like a Tuesday, so maybe the weekend before the 4th of July, so you just because everybody's doing something on the you know what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying?
course. Yeah.
So that may be 2.5, 3 weeks from now, maybe.
TBD. I assume this will be at 1265 South Lake Avenue.
Sure.
Is that your
Is
address?
that your address?
Correct.
All right. Any other RFL stuff you want to share with anybody? Get off your chest.
Oh, that one time I decided to take Peyton Manning and rip the jersey out.
Yeah, it's the black and white Peyton Manning jersey by
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Devoe.
One of my sons still owns that.
That's great, though. Peyton Manning story real quick. We were at Puerto Vallarta, right?
We
go
all
to-
we all
days,
do
boys.
know that you're a closet Colts fan.
Well,
like
I-
it's been confirmed.
I was getting ready to tell you that. We would go into Puerto Vallarta, which is a damn good Mexican restaurant, right?
I was with you.
56th Street. And who walks in? Peyton Manning. He's right there, right in front of my face. I'm like, dude, he's going to be a badass. This is Peyton Manning. So, of course, I scour down and pretend like I work at the Mexican restaurant. And I go, because I talk to these guys a lot. I walk back in there. Hey, man, Peyton Manning's up there. Like, who? I'm like, give me a pen, a pencil. I need to get this guy's autograph.
You want that fish dinner?
That's right.
So I go up to Peyton Manning. Hey, man, can I get your autograph, man? He's like, he's got a toothpick in his mouth, right? Looking at me like I'm a jackass. I mean, he's tall, right? I'm
He's big.
5'9",
Yeah.
looking up at this tall guy with his big neck. He's got a
He
huge
was there with
neck.
Jeff Saturday and a couple
Right.
linemen.
Jeff Saturday is cool, man. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? Jeff was real cool.
Yeah.
And Peyton's just looking at me like, what the hell is this guy wanting me to do? I'm like, hey, man, will you just sign this napkin for my buddy? He's a Colts fan in there. He doesn't want to come and talk to you. He's like, yeah, I'll sign it for you. And that's all he
Attaboy.
said. He did shake my hand, though. Strong as hell grip. Broke my fingers almost,
He's a
damn
big
it.
dude.
Yeah. That was the year of the Jedi Manning jersey.
Basically, I mean, it was always ingrained to me that he, and basically instilled in me he was going to be a badass. Plus, you guys you guys have the dome. You guys are, it's cake. Easy points there.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we met Jerry Rice?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Broad Ripple.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sitting at CT Peppers, and we're sitting at the
that's
bar, and it was like the day before a Monday night game, and I look to my left, and I'm like,
That's Jerry Rice.
that's Jerry Rice, and I look back, and I'm like, yeah, we sat and chatted with Jerry Rice for like 10 minutes, super cool.
Do you still have the high fade?
No,
Yeah.
he had little twists.
Oh, that's even old
He was
school.
the Raiders,
yeah.
Jerry
That's
Rice.
badass, dude.
Yeah,
I
he
love
was
that.
he was real chill, really nice guy. Just sat and chatted with us, and just took off, and it was I was like, oh my god, we just met Jerry Rice. That's
so
insane.
fucking- That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever meet any other athletes?
I remember when Barry met John Fox.
Oh, I think I
Yes.
remember.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
How was that? North
Half
Carolina?
can.
Go ahead, Barry.
Well, let me paint a podcast picture for you.
Yes, pain away.
Colts roadie to North Carolina,
Yep.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina for a Panthers game, and me, JMO, Danny, my brother was there, and his brother-in-law,
Katie.
Katie was there, and we're
Jeff
at the,
Mahan. No?
No, I don't think he was
Okay.
there.
If he was, I blocked that one from my memory.
Same.
And we're at the hotel bar. It turns out this is the bar that the Panthers are staying at. So I think it
The
was
Weston.
The
Oh,
Weston.
Nice.
I think Jameson looks up. We're at the bar, and above us, there's on the second floor. There's like a half floor, and you can see a bunch of people up there. And Jameson looks up there and says, "That's Bob Sanders up there." I see Bob Sanders. I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna go check it out." I got my Dallas Clark jersey on, and
Yeah.
roll up to that second floor. Get in there. They're having their dinner, their team dinner, but it's not the Colts. It's the Panthers. And all of a sudden, I'm just like caught there. I walk to the edge, and I'm looking over to these guys down at the bottom and waving to them. And I'm kind of scared, to be honest with you. I don't really know how to get out of there. I mean, I kind of realize I'm in like the Panthers team meeting right now while they're having
Yes,
dinner
Barry
with my
invaded the
Dallas Clark
Panthers
jersey,
team
so-
pre-game team dinner.
Right. You know, I probably had about 3 beers to that point.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Plus
Easily
4.
times 2.
That hour, or since we got back to the hotel.
Right.
Something like that.
What were you going to say to him if it was Dallas?
So, well, it was Bob Sanders. I
Oh.
was going to fanboy.
Oh, I
hey,
see,
what's
right.
up? Come on, guys.
Now,
I mean,
keep in mind,
give me sideline tickets tomorrow.
We're
Let's
all
go.
yeah.
Come on.
we're all downstairs
I've-
looking up at this like walkway across, and not knowing that he even really went up there. And and we look up, and there's Barry.
Getting
Go ahead.
escorted.
Well, yeah, I'm up there waving to them, and at that point, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. This is the Panthers team meeting, and I'm kind of trapped because the only exit I have to go through all these big, huge, 250-pound guys. So some trainer or something comes up to me, asks me what I'm doing up there, and I just when in doubt, play dumb. Oh, I don't know. I'm just I'm looking for my room. I don't know where I'm going, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll leave. And then 30 seconds later, John Fax walks up. And, again, just playing dumb. He's questioning me. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. So finally, basically kicks me out of there and, shake John Fax's hand on the way out. Thanks, Coach. Sorry to crash your team meeting. But,
The Bears coach.
yeah, I blame John Fox.
He was the
Panthers
Panthers
at
coach.
that
at the
time.
time.
Right.
Yeah, I blame, I was in John Fox's head for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
we-
we
rest
won
of
by
his career.
50 the
We
next day.
destroyed them. Yeah.
So do you guys know, it was a couple of years ago, John Fox was hired as a consultant for the Colts.
No, I did not.
Did not
know.
know. that.
He's just, he's an old guy now, hired as a consultant. I kind of did a deep dive on some Google searches to see if maybe in the interview with all the media when he came in, he mentioned the guy from Carolina who
Super fan.
Yeah, the super fan. I know these Indianapolis Colts fans are awesome. I remember this guy from Carolina.
Yeah.
He didn't say, or it just didn't make the cut.
Yeah. That was an awesome trip because that Weston, where the teams were staying,
It was nice.
It was nice, and you literally walk like out the western door and across like this big long walkway right into the stadium. It's a really nice setup.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That
That's
Charlotte
awesome.
was a fun city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice town,
it was
really
nice. I had fun at that one.
Mm-hmm,
I think we didn't get to meet him, but when we went to Green Bay, remember we went and played bingo at some casino,
Oh, Indian Casino.
and it happened to be
Oh,
the
you guys in that
Packers
casino.
Packers team hotel too, because like in the midst of us doing something, the whole team comes walking by, basically going to their room for curfew. So yeah, we ran into some teams.
Yeah, for
Our
some reason you
travels.
could still smoke in that bingo hall. I remember that.
Yeah,
smoke
because it's freaking basically Canada up there.
right.
Wow.
We got
You can
thumped
still
that
smoke
game.
in
Yeah,
some-
we lost by 50 that day.
Yeah, we got whooped bad.
I got a story when I met Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah,
Andre?
Yeah, it was one of my jobs. I was what was it? Yellow Page salesman, right? Kansas City is where I was at this time. 3 weeks were there, a long time. And we're at this restaurant. I think it was maybe some Applebee's or something, right? And there he is, Andre Rison, Bad Moon Rising, sitting there at the corner. And like everybody was around him 'cause he was a big thing at that time. He's Spider-Man. He was like hanging out of the end zone. So I just go to the bathroom and it's just me and him in there. I was crazy. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm stuck in the bathroom with frickin' Andre Rison." So what do I say? "Hey man, you're on my brother's fantasy football squad."
Yeah,
Oh,
drop the
I haven't
fantasy
heard
on
that
him.
before.
Yeah, but he was cool, man. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, that's cool." I'm like, "Dude, you're blowing up, dude. I'm not just some crazy man. I know you're having a legit season, and we're doing our business as this is going on." And it's pretty cool. But then I thought it was over after that. He's sitting there waiting for me, like at the sink to wash our hands. And he looks at me, man. He grabs my hand, almost a semi-headlock. He's a little taller than me, not as big, stocky.
Yeah.
"Hey, man, what kind of hair you got? You got the same kind of hair I do, man. What are you, man? You got some black in you, man?" And I'm like, dude, at the time I didn't know. I was like, "I don't know, man." "Yeah, you got some in you, man. We got the same kind of hair, man."
I've always told you since day one, you need to grow that out, man. Let that puff, guy.
But I was like taking off, but it was pretty cool. It's like, and he starts going to this whole bit like, "Do you listen to your boss, man? Do you listen to what she says, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's my boss, I'm listening."
Wow.
And I'm like, he's like, "That's some power to you. You can't listen to your boss. You should do your own thing. What kind of what size shoe you wear?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna send you some shoes, man. I'm gonna send you some shoes. I'll have my agent out there. He's out there. He's gonna send some shoes." I'm like, "Hey, man, let me ask you a question. For real,
Are
how
you
many
on the
people?
rack?
How many people are really burning down in the NFL? For real?" He looks at me. He gives me that side look. everybody burns down the other.
Yeah.
Dang, he just walks out like that. I think he kicked the door backwards, like Fonzarelli style. Yeah. It was cool, man.
Andre Fonzarelli.
It was amazing.
Bad Moon Rising confirmed.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. I think I met Marshall Falk at Texas Roadhouse one time too. He was not real pleasant. He was a dick. It was like I think Robbie Hartley and I went to Colts camp at Anderson when we were at Ball State because it was like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And we go into Roadhouse afterwards because we both worked at Roadhouse in Muncie. And he's just sitting there in a booth all by himself, like no one sitting with him. I'm like, hey, he's just like, just kind of staring. He was not a good dude.
Keep walking.
Right, basically.
Wow.
Like, yeah, okay, guy.
I remember how good he was when
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
incredible.
He
First
was
couple years.
electric. I would call him electric.
Yeah, he'd have made your list, eh?
No doubt. Baller for sure.
Colts offense, electric, baller,
High octane.
Team Devoe.
Must be a baller.
That's right.
You know, I told Jameson and Barry this week the Colts and Bears practice together.
I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it.
We'll
I tried
have to
tell
meet
my-
up at Grand Park, guys.
Yeah,
It's
I'm trying to have
nice,
Marcus come down.
Nice halfway for us.
Oh, I'm coming no matter what 'cause it's going to be cool.
We should do an RFL, whoever can make it,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the days.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No doubt.
That'd be fun.
I'm down.
All right. What else? Anybody? We guys got? Barry, you got any other ticklings that popped in your mind from the talk?
No, I'm making notes. Podcast 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Devo?
No, that's it for points changes, a little bit of history stories. I think that's it from the top of my knowledge right now.
I know when we were kind of texting back and forth about what to talk about, you had mentioned a moose story. Do you have a moose story?
Oh, I got a few of them.
Give me your favorite one.
Well, one of my favorite ones, it's kind of like he would come down. He'd be the first one to come down the day before, kind of like Seeple used to. He would usually come down the first one ahead of time, Friday, hang out.
Mm-hmm.
But he was also one of the first ones to kind of get married and have some kids, right?
Yep.
So I remember specifically we were in Broad Ripple. I'm like, yeah, this is coming down. This is going to be awesome, you know. I'm going to take it off Friday. And I was all excited, right? He came down. He was so pumped up. And it was just me and him in the truck. Like, he wanted to show me something. He said, hey, man, look at this. Look at this, my brag book. I'm like, a brag book? And it was his kids, man. He was so more pumped up about me seeing his kids than the draft, which kind of caught me off guard. But it also made me feel good. Like, oh, man, dude, I got something to kind of look forward to that I'm not at that level yet. So it was like, wow, he was teaching me something, which I didn't really even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always thought that was badass. So that was my favorite, like, live-on stories for Moose, but he's badass, yeah.
That's awesome.
Moose.
Barry, you got any moose stories, or you ready?
Oh, I've got
See, you lived with him for
thousands
years,
of
bro.
moose stories, but to Devo's point, yes, always teaching, always protecting. I mean, the best picture in the history that's out there is Moose when we're all at the fish show, sitting on top of that Suburban, watching over everybody. So,
Yeah.
one other thing struck me when Devo was talking about Puerto Vallarta, and that kind of took me back a little bit to, I think it was the first time Devo ever had authentic Mexican. From Muncie, we drove down to El Sol in Indianapolis, the original authentic Mexican restaurant, and made the hour-and-a-half drive, went to El Sol. I told him, you got to try this. You got to try this. My dad's took me there. It's great. So went all the way down to Indianapolis. Devo ate so much that we had to pull over on the way home so he could throw up.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Devo.
Right. But then I draw that parallel, the same thing with Moose, you know, few years back, several years later, after the first time I took him to Puerto Vallarta, took Devo to Puerto Vallarta, me and Brad, Big Brain, and Moose decided to go to the Mug and Bun over there on 10th Street, and Moose couldn't help himself. Yeah, I want that tenderloin. Yeah, I want those fried mushrooms. Yeah, I want that foot-long coney. So just smashed it so bad that came home and threw up. So
You're kind of everyone's gateway into delicious
Gluttony.
food that makes you throw up.
I think the first time we were ever had White Castle was freshman year at Ball State.
What?
We're sitting in the fraternity house, hanging out. Like, yeah, Weaver's like, I've never had White Castle. There's none up there in Elkhart. Like, we're going to, there's not one in Muncie. We're driving to Anderson right now for some White Castle.
Yeah, right by the outlet mall.
For Weaver, you say?
Yeah.
Correct.
My dad will take my son anywhere because he's like one of the only people that loves White Castle. He'll go with Grandpa every time. So
Nice.
that's their jam.
That's their jam.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's pivot off and start talking a little bit, as we seem to do each week, about NBA, maybe some NFL. Anything in the last week that obviously the finals are going on, Miami, Denver, anything from that caught your eye or piqued your interest?
Is the question for me is like when you watch the Heat and all the undrafted free agent guys they have, I think they have 6. Is there anybody better than the combo of Spoelstra-Riley?
Right.
I don't think there really is. Like, those two guys are clearly, they know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. Because it's not just, like, undrafted in one position. They have point guards, shooting guards, big guys. Like, the way they built their team, no one saw. They were the 8th seed, and now they're in the finals. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Just guys like that who are contributing, and it probably is their scouting department, I listened to a podcast the other day where they were talking about how there's a guy in their organization that everybody would love to hire.
Right.
And I can't remember the dude's name, but yeah, I saw that graphic that they put up there where, what was it, 6 guys
6
undrafted that are playing big, meaningful minutes?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have guys like Duncan Robinson who how many minutes did Duncan Robinson play all year? Like, I watched a couple Heat games, and he never got off the bench.
He was buried.
Yeah, and now he's in there playing tons of minutes. That guy is a sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for him to fall to the Pacers somehow. It'd be glorious.
Mm-hmm.
But just, it's crazy. I mean, is it the one guy in the organization? Is it Pat Riley? Is it Spoelstra? Like, what is that secret sauce down there?
Mm-hmm. I imagine they give their scouts an idea of what they want, what they're looking for, and then they just go find that guy. Obviously, I mean, like Bam Adebayo, for instance, he was drafted, right? But, God, that guy's a beast and just so versatile.
You guys see any game in your game out there in the finals?
What do you mean?
Like, I texted Phil Conley the other night when you were talking about Duncan Robinson. I'm like, man, dude, he's got like Phil Conley game. That's how his game is.
Oh.
And I was like, I may have a little bit of Adebayo in me. I don't have a left hand, though, but I'm a little lanky.
Phil a
like
sharpshooter, is he?
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's in and out. He can back down, pull up. He can 5-tool player kind of thing.
Is that right?
But, yeah, I like to watch. That's why I watch the NBA sometimes. Like, man, I used to have that move, little teardrop. That's my style.
I think my NBA doppelganger is probably Dale Davis.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of rebounding.
I can see that. Right?
0 shooting.
Yeah. I've never been able to shoot the basketball.
Well, you're tall. I mean, you probably had your back people down there, right?
I am TJ McConnell. Not a lot of shooting, but I'll pass the ball. I'll play some
D. Very nice.
Not,
Who's your guy?
I said Adebayo. I think I'm lanky like that, a little Scottie Pippen-ish, but I don't really have a strong left, but I can do that a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Rebound, do it all.
Barry.
Who can hit the 12-foot J and rebound? I don't know. Who's that guy? We have to go way back for that.
DeRozan. What do you? DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan is like the number 1 mid-range shooter in the league, I'm pretty sure.
The spot-up 12-foot
I thought Barry's game resembled McHale a little bit, stiff body down there.
That's
what when I first saw him play. That's his game right there, Kevin McHale.
Like 5 or 6 post moves.
He's good, though.
Never know which one he's going
good,
to.
Man. Yeah, no doubt. We got some heated games back in the day.
Yeah. Are you a big NBA fan, or?
I like it, no doubt. I follow the NBA. We have the fantasy basketball league, so I'm into that. I had DeMar DeRozan on my team the last 2 years.
Yeah.
How did the Bulls lose Jimmy Butler?
Well, it just wasn't time. He was ready to blossom. We didn't want to pay his money, right? And he wasn't jiving with our team. We had to change head coaches, right? And it wasn't his time. But he gave us props for giving him what he has now, and that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember him leaving the Bulls too much. I figured you guys just didn't want to pay him on hindsight. That's when you're going to pay Levine $48 million and you didn't want to pay Jimmy Butler. That's a tough pill.
I just don't know. I was telling Big Brain this. With the NBA comes, right, you got to hit the jackpot a little bit with youth, all-star, to say, hey, I'm here, and they got to be strong, down low, whatever player, but then they got to be able to attract players to say, hey, stay here with me. So in Indianapolis, it's kind of like, hey, Halliburton, can you help recruit people?
I
right?
think that's about to change though with the new collective bargaining. Like you're not gonna. There will be no more three-man teams. You can't do it financially anymore, or they'll just be punished.
So hope if you draft well, keep youth,
Mm-hmm.
and they're ballers.
Yeah, ballers. Yeah, it's gonna have to be like kind of layered, right? You're gonna have to have two good stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a formula. They'll figure it out. But yeah, so our stars are gonna be Halliburton and Matherin, and your stars are Levine and DeRozan.
And they're already dinged up, and they're already over the age, and they're paying too much money.
Yeah.
So it's like we shot our window, and we're not gonna do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that's what Tom Brady. Like, there's nothing to decide about really theoretically. So what?
Mm-hmm.
So I say just blow it up as much as we can now, and just start drafting Euro, draft Euro, draft Euro. Those are the ballers.
Draft Euro.
You're on the Euro
ballers.
tip.
The Euro ballers, dude.
Euro ballers.
Who's your favorite NBA guy right now?
Well, it's obvious. Steph Curry, he's the best, and no one hates him. He's a baller, pure baller.
Mm-hmm.
He reinvented the game for real.
Must
right?
be a baller.
I mean, when we grew up, Jordan reinvented it because everybody wants to take it to the rack. Now people are pulling up for Triznuts.
Triznuts.
No
Who's
doubt.
your favorite guy?
Who's my favorite guy? Yeah. I am a huge Kevin Durant fan. I freaking love the Durantula.
Yeah.
Like just everything about him, his FU attitude, his game is smooth. I wish he played I think he's underrated defensively. He could probably be a little bit better, but he's 7 foot tall. Like you're not shooting over the guy. He's nasty. I used to love watching Dirk. Like he was so good to watch because he just
Euro game. He's got that Euro game.
Euro.
Dude. He's baller.
Just draft a Euro.
Are we sure that's not Barry's doppelganger?
Yeah,
Dirk.
He doesn't have that left fadeaway like he does. The bat drops. Barry's
Sure.
more the McHale, back you down one step, two, turn around. That's all he's got.
Okay.
But he's good at that.
Durant though, I love watching Durant.
Yeah. Who's your favorite current guy, B-Ray?
Well, if you're not on the Pacers, I don't really give a fuck about you.
God, that's a great answer.
So it has to be Halliburton, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the company.
I would pick him.
answer,
That's right.
I mean,
He's your best player. He's a multi-tool. He's multifaceted.
I love giving Miles the tough love. It works. So
Welcome to the Queef Squad, my friend.
Yeah, Queef brothers.
I think the last time I went to see a Pacers Bull game is when D-Dog blew his knee out, and me and Big Brain had some tickets to go see Derrick Rose first time, and it was just a terrible game. I think the Bulls sucked. He was terrible, and it was the last time I actually saw him.
Good. That breaks our heart as Pacer fans.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Have you guys watched much of Jokic in the final, or just like in this playoffs this year?
Well, I said to somebody on the text, he's an instant Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I mean, he's no doubt. I mean,
so good. Cheat code.
He's great. And he's Euro baller.
Euro baller.
His passing is unbelievable, man. Like just like he threw an alley oop the other night that was like I thought he was going to shoot, and he just threw it to Gordon.
He can see the floor.
Yeah,
real
Gordon
well.
could jump out of the gym, and he saw him out of the corner of his eye, lobbed it up there. The guy, he is a cheat code because he's 7 foot. He's huge.
Right.
He might have the best nickname as well, the Dad Bod
no
God for sure.
You see that Joker guy all the time?
The Dad Bod God?
Dad Bod God.
Oh, I love that.
That's even better.
I love that.
So yeah, he's unreal though.
Got a whole nation following him, man.
Yeah, the Serbian
right.
assassin. Draft Euros.
Yeah.
Right, dude.
Well,
Devoe's
any other
cheat code to success?
NBA thoughts?
No, I'm ready for the draft.
Yeah, it's
Ready for the draft.
June 22nd. So what do we got? 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't wait.
not even that.
Yeah. Barry, what I know you've been pumping this kid that we're kind of projected to take. Do you know anything about him other than,
I know he's 6'9", 6'10", 240.
what's his name?
Power forward, Jarris Walker.
Yeah.
Houston, right?
Yeah.
Seems like he can shoot the mid range. His game's a lot like mine. So
Yeah.
Mikhail, McLaughlin, Jarris Walker.
Yes. Boom. What would he play on our he'd be the 3?
The 4.
The 4?
Right?
Four.
Yeah.
All right.
Turner the center. Then we're what are we missing at that point? A 3?
Well, that's Mather.
Young 3. Mathern's a 2.
Hield's the 2, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. If Fields, yeah.
If Hield stays,
which he will be on the opening day roster.
Do you think Mathern will start this year? He has to, right?
He should. You got to put Nimhard on the bench and let him back up Halliburton.
Right.
agree.
All right. NFL, anything that caught your eye this week? I know they're starting to do all these little mini training camps, and I saw Richardson throw a ball through 2 holes that
On the move.
that obviously he's going to be a Hall of Famer now. So
Hey, I saw Pat McAfee really hype it up, and I liked it so much I even did a little video record for it to show you guys. Like, ooh, he does look pretty sexy.
Yeah. There was a big article today about Justin Fields, like all the Bears teammates talking about, watch out, he's coming.
We'll see. I don't know if I buy it right. You know, it's easy to look good with shorts and 5-on-5, 7-on-7.
what's Bears Nation think about Fields, at least in your
Wait and see. Wait and see. Better produce.
Well, there's in the RFL at least, there's 2 trains of thought. You have or 2 extremes really. You have Tommy who is ready to proclaim the guy the best player since Tom Brady, and then you have Brad, Big Brain, who
is worse thing.
absolutely
He's
trash. Justin Fields. So where do you fall? What say you, Devo?
Well, first off, they're both kind of right, but not Tatro really, because Tatro, let's just face it, he calls everything. I told you I was going to win it. The White Sox was going to win it every year. Heads up, Tatro. Every year you say that, you're just more of an idiot. You don't be saying that. No one's going to be. Hey, I told you I was going to win the championship.
Snap.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Any
Can't wait for this text.
Any Jagone can just make that prediction every year. Come on, man. You got to represent. Like me, Devo, 4 times in a row went to the Final Four. Danny McLaughlin, 3 times in a row went to the Final Four. Okay, that's when you can represent.
Yeah.
Step it up.
You took me out last year in the semis.
I was going to ask you, back to the RFL real quick. When it comes down to the RFL, really, it's a grind on your mind. You got to trust it. Danny, why did you not trust DJ Moore?
I don't know. I don't want to relive that.
I have to ask.
I'd have to go back and look at the decision.
Our score was 127-117. I took Danny McLaughlin out. He did not want to start DJ Moore against the shitty-ass Bears defense.
Would I have won if I would have started?
I want to think you maybe did, but also maybe, perhaps, you didn't start your 5th-round pick, which was the Buffalo Bills running game. Also, they had a juicy matchup, and you didn't. I don't think you started.
It was deep. I was
worried, but see, this is just about the Jedi lore, right?
We're going to get into some Danny McLaughlin roster baiting real hard.
I didn't. This is Devo.
Like he's a little butthurt over there.
No, I'm trying to not roster bait.
Well, listen, Danny McLaughlin's a good drafter. He's a good drafter. Me and my brother talk about Danny McLaughlin's usually cut from the same cloth that me and Dan are because he likes the same players. But I was like telling Dita, I'm like, I think the Jedi lore may have got a little bit to Danny McLaughlin because if I would have been not the Jedi,
you're an honorary McDermott.
Just say like, if I'd have been like maybe somebody that didn't get the championship first time, Danny McLaughlin, man, I'm just gonna ride with DJ Moore. You know, I'm playing blah blah blah.
Are you proclaiming here on this podcast, Devo?
No,
Jedi mind trick?
But I'm playing Devo and the Jedi. I got to come up with something legit. He's putting a point.
DJ Moore is not the receiver.
Right, DJ Moore is not the one I'm going to start. And I'm like, he's not starting DJ Moore? What? And I think he had like 80 yards and a touchdown. Something.
Yeah. We will need to carry this.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was quite shocked. And he put 117 points up to go to the Roadie Bowl. You know?
Right.
And that's legit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
But still, props to you.
Yeah. Any Thank you. Any other NFL news, notes, nuggets?
Hopkins. You guys think Hopkins is going to go somewhere?
I don't know.
He's got to go somewhere. But who are you
I'm here in Cleveland.
Cleveland with
from all my sources inside the NFL.
Did somebody say earlier in this podcast, do not take Cleveland wide receivers?
I don't know. I just don't like that. Cold, dude. Cold, man. Stay away from this stuff.
That'd be a reunite with Watson.
Yeah.
Right. I just think he's going to sell out and go to Kansas City or even Buffalo. They're going to find finagle. And I won't like that.
I don't think either one of them has enough money to pay him.
That's what I'm thinking. But that's what they were saying on this way down here, perhaps. You know.
It's that time of year where
creative accounting is where it comes in at
right now. Yeah, we'll see where he ends up. It'd be a good get. Like if the Chiefs or the Bills get him, that's really not that fair.
Well, the obvious thing for you guys, NFL. What do you guys think about your guy? I mean,
who's that?
Anthony.
Let's
Anthony
gamble.
Richardson?
AR5.
No. Let's gamble on our little guy from our environment and bet $25, $50 a week. Your guys that got busted for the betting the Colts guy.
Oh yeah.
What's your guys' take on it?
Rogers, cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, he's betting $25 bets, $50 bets, and he's
well,
going to
it
make
said there was at least one four-digit bet, small 4 digits.
Yeah, but
so
he's going to make $2 million to make $300 or $3,000 on these bets.
That's fine. I mean, he's being frugal. Whatever.
Well, the problem is Barry and I were talking about that. Or was it? Yeah, that he was betting on the Colts.
Right.
Some of the bets were on the Colts, I
Yeah.
believe, is what I read.
In the facility.
You're going to sit out the season
It's
at
like
least.
in the
That's a you
a
might be kicked
Pete
out of the league
Rose.
forever.
Yeah, he's in
Right.
the facility, and he's making a
If he
bet
bets on
and
them
his
to
team, so
win,
it's like 3
I think
strikes.
it's different
whoa.
than betting on them to lose.
I don't think it's any different at all.
Yeah.
In the commissioner's eyes, I wouldn't think. Betting on your team is betting on your team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I was shocked. You know,
I
I
think
want
that
to see what
kid-
your boy Ursay had to say. Despite he didn't say anything yet.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I believe the kid already.
Oh,
He
apologized.
sent something
and-
today, yeah. Bad judgment.
Yeah, so he did it.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
man.
I can't. I wonder who will be the next guy to do it. now
Right,
that
right,
They've
you
just
can't-
cleaned
right,
house on
right,
all
no
these
doubt.
guys.
You
Like,
can't
who's
do
going to
that.
be dumb enough to do it again?
Right.
Isn't that why Ridley was out last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Ridley, Detroit guy, and then now your guy. So I
Mhm.
mean,
What do you guys think about Ridley on Jacksonville?
I think I talked about it last week, and you guys have given me shit. Like, Ridley's not that good. I think Ridley's going to be really good.
well, he's good. I just think
Yeah.
it's hard to come in and
Meh.
play. You know, after a year
Who
off.
who was throwing him balls in Atlanta?
He'll definitely be on Jameson's team this year.
Let's
won't he?
go. Saddle up, Ridley. Who was throwing him balls in Atlanta, though? And he had some good seasons.
No,
Matty
he did.
Ice.
It was Matty Ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
As a Colts fan, you should know how impressive that is to have a good season with 37-year-old Matty Ice as your statuesque quarterback who can't run.
Right.
You
He's
guys are
awful.
excited, right?
Oh
For
yeah.
You guys, the quarterback.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I-
I mean, we've gone through Phillip Rivers and Matt
Mm.
Ryan, who can't move. Like,
I would be pumped up. I was excited for you guys.
He was the guy to take a gamble on this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we'd had the number one pick, he's just he's
I think perfect
physical
situation.
specimen,
I
man.
mean, you guys got the
Beast.
hot coordinator for the Super Bowl contender, right? I mean,
Yeah.
right.
and you
That's
have
right.
the same kind of mold to
Yeah, but
follow Jalen.
he's
Hurts.
the coordinator
extent.
that's developed two or
Right.
three quarterbacks into
Exactly.
something special.
We're
so.
idiots. The Bears are idiots. Hey, let's take a defensive coach to mold this
He
offensive
took our
coordinator.
defensive coach.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an offensive. He got to do shit. You know, come on. Well,
Mhm.
Buffalo Bills have defensive coordinator. What's that done for him? Nothing. Same thing with the Chargers. Defensive coordinator, nothing. What's up with the Seattle Seahawks? Defensive coordinator, nothing. We can't have badasses, unique offenses, and win games in the NFL.
Yeah.
You guys have the offensive coordinator with a dynamic look, so I think
Yeah.
you'd be all right.
Let's hope so, because I'm tired of not being in the playoffs.
That's horrible.
All the Indy teams have sucked for years, and it's
You guys are coming back around. Your divisions, you guys have a window in that division, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean Jacksonville's the odds favorite to win the division, but I don't know who's second, Tennessee or the Colts. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm putting a futures bet on the Colts to win the division.
That's always
I would say Tennessee's got to be the second, just because they haven't really changed much, and
Mm-hmm.
just yeah. But yeah, I Jacksonville
Mm-hmm.
had a hell of a breakthrough season. Who has a breakthrough season this year in the NFL?
Let's see here.
It's got to come out of the NFC, because I feel like the AFC, there's maybe one spot up for grabs.
Everybody's sexy on Detroit, which I don't blame them, but it's an easy, sexy pick, right?
Yeah, your division is
The Packers are gone, right?
it's
I mean,
rough,
you know,
right.
It's
Jordan Love. Will
Maybe.
he do anything?
I don't buy it. I mean, do you guys buy it, Jordan Love?
Never know.
Never. I don't know. I haven't seen
He
him.
looks
play.
like Sean King out there to me.
Yeah, but they've got the offensive guy to turn it. Like, that coach is a hell of an
that's true.
offensive
That's a good
coach.
point, right? That's a good point, right? Also, to your point, Miami, right? They're with all these defensive coordinators. Miami has the San Francisco coordinator,
Well,
right?
Miami also picked up Jalen Ramsey,
Right.
who will be huge for them.
And I think Tua hasn't lost to New England.
Yeah,
So
Tua
that's
Tua
another
ain't gonna make it
example.
through a
But
season.
yeah, I know he can't stay upright. I'm just telling you. That's another example. We got to have offense with all that.
Yeah, I don't know. AFC. If I had to pick a team coming from the bottom up to make the playoffs, I'm gonna go on record now and say I'm gonna go with the Russell Wilson Broncos with the new coach Sean Payton.
Yeah, I think if he can
Sexy,
do
yeah.
anything on offense with them, their defense was
Yeah.
nasty.
Lights
Right,
out.
exactly. Yeah.
So if Peyton can get them to
Mhm.
just be an average offense, I think
Mhm.
that you're looking at a really good
They
team.
got the best DBs in the league, no
Right.
doubt. They're
Yep.
nasty.
unless Wilson is just totally washed, and that'll be shown pretty early, I think. But yeah, I could see them.
Did you see the video of him
playoffs.
losing weight or how he looks skinny now? Have you
Does
seen
he really?
Yeah, they had a photo of him before he was all stocky, and now he's like skinny.
We like to call that the Victor Oladipo.
He was doing all those push-ups and calisthenics on the airplane ride.
Oh, God, right? That's
hey,
just
look at me.
brutal.
I'm exercising on the plane.
Yeah, I'm the best
Great
ever.
guy.
Look at me, right? Oh, man.
He's very buggy.
No doubt. No doubt.
I like the Seahawks. They made the playoffs last year, but I could see them being really good this year.
They took Jackson Smith-Ajibba, right? I think that was a sexy pick for them. Really helping Geno Smith out with that. So I think that's not bad.
Yeah, or they were 9-8 last year, so that's not much of a.
We're
not on a limb there.
That's tough though, because will the Rams be that bad again? Like,
yes.
Yeah,
I think so. Stafford will be back.
Yeah, they shot their wad.
Stafford,
they
Cooper
traded all
Kupp,
that stuff
Aaron
away.
Donald. Like I think the Rams will be better than people think.
Yeah, I mean
The Cardinals will be awful.
Right. Oh, no doubt. I right now, clock. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to play a game.
I don't.
They're going to be terrible, and
Yeah.
they're going to say cash it in, and we're going to get one win and own the draft. First 2 picks.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't want them to take that receiver from Ohio State. Damn it, they're going to take Harrison
Junior?
Yeah.
Marvin Jr.
I want to do whatever they can to get it. The damn Bears. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
He's
No,
destined to be a Colt.
Oh, that would be
man.
so glorious.
It would be too fair. But Arizona's going to have first and second round. They're going to do whatever they can to get a nasty receiver.
I would love to have a Harrison Jr.
Me too.
Oh, I know.
wearing the 8.
Well, I'm just thinking, personally, the Bears took Justin Fields if he can produce well, and maybe they would get that receiver, right? Then we can basically have a Ohio State junior in the league. You know?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
We'll see.
Fantasy mistake.
I don't
What
think it
round in
was.
the fantasy draft does DJ Moore go this
Oh,
year?
he's third,
Oh,
fourth
Tom, he's
round.
not getting past Tommy
Easy
Tatro.
guy.
He's not getting past-
Easy third, fourth round.
Is that Vassallo or Tatro?
Tommy T.
Tommy T. DJ Moore's going to blow up, guy.
All right. Any other sports takes? Hot takes by Jameson.
No hot takes for here.
Barry, hot takes. Devo.
Nada.
I got actually a hot take question for you guys. Since you're both music fans, what's your best or favorite Tina Turner song?
What's love got to do with it? Easy,
That's nice.
end of the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not a
the
big Tina
answer.
Turner
Yeah.
guy.
What's the one from the Mad Max movie?
Yes.
Oh. We don't need another
Yeah, that's mine.
hero.
I would probably go
We
with that.
don't need.
Well, I
a
think
phone.
she's
got
badass.
To do with it. Got to do with it.
I stumbled upon something where she was jamming out to it was like a award ceremony maybe, and it had her singing Proud Mary, which is my favorite song she sings, but the whole crowd knew it was gonna be Proud Mary, but she had on the piano Elton John in his younger version, but this is Tina Turner when she had the hair that everybody
Right.
crazy looking hair, and she was really trying to perform hard because Whitney Houston, everybody was in the crowd. And everybody was getting up, and Cher comes in and sings halfway through it. I mean, that was her girl apparently,
Yeah.
and they're really good friends. So it was actually pretty good. I was like, wow, that's pretty good song.
Turner.
Yeah. So
Send me
props out
that
to
video,
her.
Devo. You're talking about Cher, Tina Turner, and Elton John.
Oh yeah, it was pretty tight, man.
Love it.
No doubt, it was tight.
Anyone watching anything good on TV this right now?
I just finally finished Secession last night.
Oh, you did?
The last 2 episodes. Was
What'd
a
you
couple
think?
Weeks behind.
I haven't seen since the dad died, so
Oh,
Spoiler.
come on, man.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I hate you all.
Earmuffs.
Roy is not CEO.
Wow.
That episode 3 when Logan died, I think that was maybe the best episode of TV I've seen.
Yeah,
Ever.
so good. I'm gonna do a rewatch of that show probably in like 6 months and just start from the beginning again.
I got my wife to watch it. She's like, "This is awful."
She didn't like it.
She hated it. She's like,
Oh.
"What's the point of this? Is it just the kids in the business?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Crazy.
it's amazing that
I love it.
their absolute out of touchness with reality is incredible. The angst of the family, incredible. But yeah, good show. Good show. I need to finish it. But I told Danny I like to binge things, so I like to wait till they're done. Like I started watching something on Apple TV, and now it's like I'm 6 episodes in, and I have to wait week to week for episodes, and it pisses me off. But
Writer strike.
huh?
Writer strike.
Writer strike? What do you mean?
The writers are striking, so I mean, there's not going to be any new content coming out. If you're all caught up. So eventually, you're going to
That's true.
run out of stuff.
That would take probably a year or 2 to hit though.
Oh,
because it takes a year or 2
I
to
hear
put
you.
things
I
through
guess.
production.
I
So, but yeah, no, I watch Silo on Apple TV.
Ooh, I'm getting ready to start. I'm reading the book first,
Yeah,
and the book is called Wool. Barry recommended it to me years
Ooh,
ago,
nice.
and so I'm reading that, and then I'm gonna watch it.
pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, and I got through episode 6, and I'm like, crap, this isn't over.
No,
So,
they're
I mean,
releasing them week to week, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Makes
So
me
from
angry.
now on, you're going to make sure that the episode, there's no more new episodes coming out before. You
I
start
prefer
watching it?
that. Now, I don't always do it. There's certain things like I'm a sci-fi nerd, so I'll watch any kind of sci-fi stuff. Like I know one I had to wait week for week was there was like 2, The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. Good show.
Yeah.
Danny's seen it, I'm pretty sure. And then the Lord of the Rings prequel show.
Yeah.
You can't remember what that.
House of the Dragon.
No, the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Sorry, The Hobbit.
No, it's before that even.
It
It's,
just came out, yeah.
Oh, the one on Prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just. Oh yeah, I don't know what
Can't
the
remember. But that
little
was
subtitle.
I
of
watched
it.
those week to week.
Props to you two. You guys are the one who introduced me and D-Dog to the Lord of the Rings. Like, let's go see this movie. They're called The Hobbit. I'm like, what the hell's The Hobbit?
Hobbit's
And
amazing.
it was pretty legit.
I like
you
the
know?
Hobbit movies better than the Lord.
And you're
of
like,
the
wait till the spiders come, Devo.
Yes,
And
Bill.
I'm like, I
Dare
don't want
you,
no spiders.
Jameson.
I like the Hobbit movies better than the Lord of the Rings. I don't think that's a crazy statement.
I feel like that is the craziest hot take that I've heard all night.
Who doesn't like the pale white orc? Let's be honest.
Yeah, that guy's badass.
He is
That's
badass.
like a White Walker.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Any other good recommends or must-watch stuff you've seen lately?
My son and I, my 14-year-old son, we're running back Parks and Rec right now.
Nice.
Got a race and
sick.
I
ride.
think I've watched Parks and Rec at least 3 times all the way through.
This is when Ron Swanson speaks, Sam, quiet. Listen to this man. Learn from this man.
We talked about last week, which is better, The Office or Parks and Rec? It's really
They're very similar.
they're both amazing.
She and him, I picked the 2 actors around there on Saturday Night were really good on Parks and Rec.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you like under the radar.
I'll
Good.
also
Like, that
watch
was pretty funny. You know?
Rashida Jones is in both.
Yeah.
Love Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones also in The Silo.
Oh yeah, she is. She plays the wife, right?
I don't know. You haven't watched it yet.
Well, I've seen the first like 15 minutes of it.
Yeah,
And
she
I'm
does
like,
play the
I'm
wife.
gonna watch. I'm gonna read the book.
Oh,
Yeah. So.
yeah. No, I love Rashida Jones, but yeah, the Parks and Rec is amazing. I'm watching season 5 of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, D-Dog's all in that. I just turned around to that. He likes it, so I'm all
Yeah.
caught up. I watched all the prequels.
Yes.
I think it's legit. I don't know what the hell Kevin Costner's doing trying to leave, but
Yeah.
why are you going to leave the #1 show, right? I mean,
Best thing about that show is Beth.
everybody likes her.
Yes.
Everybody likes her.
Crazy woman.
You know, I got no love for the Indians out there, representing the Indians.
That's right. The blonde from the prequel, with the 1892 or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
that
I
blonde
haven't
girl.
The
seen
land. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Smoke.
Yeah.
I like the other one that they're talking about ravaging all the time.
Yes.
That's the secret word out there for me and my wife. Hey, let's go have a ravage session. Or ravaging.
If you ever hear Devo drop a Ravage run.
That's right.
Must
Yeah.
be a Ravager.
That guy in that
Yeah,
movie, in
nightmares.
that prequel is a badass.
Yeah, dude, it was good. I'm saying, I was telling Dita, these prequels are just as good as the other ones. If not, just
Yes.
they're pretty good.
They're
man.
pretty good. Good shows. Anything else?
Oh, I remember Barry's first team name. I was going to tell you that. It was S1W. Okay. My team name, ironically, was Sabotage. How bad is that since I had 1 point, right?
Is that from the Beastie Boys?
That's exactly right. Because I was trying to think of something
AKA
iconic.
the T-shirt
And
I have
obviously,
on right
I
now.
sabotaged myself. And I'm like, you know what? I have something that's stronger. Something I believe in purely, which is the Jedi. See how ironic that is, right? He's got a Sabotage T-shirt on. Full circle.
It's
Barry.
almost like it was in tribute to you.
Almost. It reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, I know S1Ws. D-Dog's name was
Professor
Quick Six.
Griff and the S1Ws
That's right.
Right.
It's a PE
Right.
#1 style.
Hey, that's right.
kicked him out of the group.
Can't trust it, buddy.
All right. I think that about does it for this week.
Nope. Probably a hiatus for a week since you're in Boston.
I'm going to Boston. I'm going to go to Fenway.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. Give you a full report.
Fenway. I don't know how many pro stadiums I've been to. Fenway is up
Yeah.
there. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Taktakad, Harvard Yard.
Yeah, freak yeah.
We're driving the CAD to Boston for sure.
Freak yeah. No,
Get you some
I went
shout-out.
there because I work for Liberty Mutual. Headquarters is there. They flew me in for a meeting. So I went to a game by myself because I'm like, I'm going to freaking Fenway. Then just walked home randomly. The streets in Boston, they do suck to drive.
Oh, really?
Like the streets were made in the 1700s, and they've never.
Narrow.
Yeah, well, there's like how Indy's set up in a grid. Boston is not. It's like really weird. I ate at a place I saw on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. That's behind the courthouse in an alley. It's like an Irish sandwich place. Man, it
You'll
was
have to send me that.
killer. But Fenway Park is badass. Like it's just so old, and like it's just. I did a tour of it and went to a game, and the tour was pretty cool. It had it just talked about all the history of it, the players. Ted Williams was a big part of that. But
Nice.
yeah, you'll love that stadium.
We're gonna do the Freedom Walk, I think it's called. It's like
very
a
nice.
3-mile, all the big, important history places in Boston.
I've also been to a wedding in Boston, and the rehearsal dinner was at a restaurant by Plymouth Rock. One of the most disappointing things I've ever seen in my life.
Plymouth Rock.
Yes. You'd think it's like this massive freaking jut out into the ocean rock. It literally looks like a fucking rock at the end of your driveway. I'm like, that's Plymouth Rock? Are you shitting me?
Wow.
I was like, that is the most anticlimactic thing I've ever seen in my life. And we sat at this table. It was like, because it was Katie's best friend. She's from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Mac is from Boston. And we sat there with these people from Texas that they went to college with, and we were looking at his dad gave a speech, and I shit you not, I knew probably 4 words that came out of that man's mouth because he's so South Boston.
Southie.
Yeah, wicked awesome. I heard
Hardcore.
Mac.
I thought the Statue of Liberty would be very unimpressive like that, and it was actually one of the landmarks that I've been to where I was like, oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, Plymouth Rock. Yeah, I would ask you to go see it just to see how disappointing it really is.
Yeah, I will.
Do they charge admission to see?
No,
Plymouth
it's
Rock?
just like it's on the shore right there. Like I can't remember. Now I had clam chowder or whatever that restaurant was, and it was fire.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that Plymouth Rock is seriously like a driveway
Do
rock.
not recommend.
No, highly
1 star
don't
on
recommend.
TripAdvisor.
Yeah, for real. I would give it a half star. I would even
If
go
you
full.
could.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Your favorite wonder of the world, what is it?
Oh Lord,
What are the 7 wonders of the world?
I don't know. I just have 3 of my favorites, I think.
if I could
Taj Mahal is one of them, right? Taj
Taj
Mahal,
Mahal,
pyramids.
pyramids.
It's the only one that's still
Mount
standing. right?
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, definitely.
7 wonder?
Is Mount Everest one of them? Is it Mount Everest one of them?
Mount Rushmore's one?
Pretty
Definitely.
That is also another landmark that I was like, it met and exceeded expectations. That's a really.
I heard it was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Like,
Mount Rushmore?
yeah, like,
Mount
I
Rushmore.
think it's amazing how they can't
Yeah,
change
it
it.
is cool. I've been out there.
Yeah. Road trip.
I just wanted to see like what you guys actually thought about the pyramids, and I have my theory, but I want to see what you guys think they
Oh,
were for.
Lord.
who
If
put-
I could go see the pyramids, I would go. I would love to see those.
This sounds like a more of a in-depth conversation to have another day.
Fair enough. I just was messing around one day, and we did those 3D, thing. They have one you can do with the pyramids. It's kind of trippy, but it's pretty cool though. No doubt about it.
Looks like the Roman Colosseum, the Taj Mahal. I'm trying to look them up here.
I've seen the Colosseum in person. That was very cool.
Oh, I bet that's impressive. I bet.
Yeah. Rome is in
Great
and of
Wall of
itself is
China.
amazing. Just because you
Yeah,
walk
that's nice.
around and just like out in the open are these amazing pieces of art that you see on TV and you're like, oh my God. you
And
know?
nowhere in the world's like that. I bet.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just art on the streets everywhere.
Amazing.
Great Wall of China. I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming
Duh.
this is
Yeah.
Machu Picchu,
Oh yeah, that's a nice one right there.
which is a massive city in the middle of nowhere that they still don't understand how they built it. The Sphinx and the Great Pyramid. Yes.
Mhm, yep,
Sphinx.
yep.
Yeah. No,
I just know the 2 things about the
I
pyramids.
want to see the Colosseum though. Just if
It's-
you ever seen the movie Gladiator, you
Oh yeah.
gotta want to see the freaking Colosseum.
Mhm.
Spaniard.
They said the 2 things about the pyramids, which is weird. Like if you Google Earth pyramids, right? The address that pops up is 3 something, whatever axis, and that's pretty much right
Pi.
at the square of the equator so precise that really no one to this day could it that precise.
Aliens.
And they
Devoe.
also said, right, and they also said, how much people could it take to lift one of those rocks or that stones that it's made out of? 18 humans is what it would take to lift that. And they said some of the engineers today could not have constructed that. So if they think we can't get it today, they could build it. Why do we think they could have built it back then?
I wonder why nobody's tried to rebuild
Right.
something like that.
Right, 'cause it's impossible.
Why hasn't
Busted
anyone else
aliens.
walked on the moon since?
Right. Dark side of the moon.
See you on the dark
Sounds like we have our next
side.
Devoe podcast, the
Stay tuned.
dark
that.
side of humans, and is there aliens out there?
The Indy Dark Side of the Moon podcast.
Right.
Yes. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up week 4, the Mike Devoe special, a.k.a. Champ.
That's right. Represent well,
Thanks
represent
for coming
strong.
out, champ.
Thanks for having me. You guys are dynamite. Jameson's got a compound here that's unbelievable.
Thank you, sir.
Make sure
That's
you get
absolutely
your
beautiful.
Eggs, your parting gift
Yeah, we
eggs
can
on
give
the
you
way
a
out,
dozen
so-
eggs
Hey,
if you
are
want.
they brown eggs? Because I want brown.
They're brown and green.
That's right.
All right. Till next time. Later.
Word.